You guys, this message, I love it. Like I've had visuals that are just like boom, 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 boom. My guides are like, yes, talk about this. And sorry for the cars going by. I'm so stoked to be able to film out here now without having to stress about Aslan. He's just laying on my bed and just being a good puppy, which is amazing. I've got Duchess here behind me. You'll probably see her running around being a spaz in the background. I'm filled with so much joy. I think that my video yesterday is a really powerful one. It talks about joy. It talks about like the difference of joy and happiness. And I confirmed that that really is the difference. Is like joy is this state of presence and being, and then happiness is like in the mind. We aim for joy, not happiness necessarily. Happiness can kind of throw off the balance of things. And so definitely recommend that video, the one right before this. But soul contracts. I was talking about this with somebody who is like orbiting back into my field, and we were talking about soul contracts, and they had just lost somebody that mattered to them. This person in my life was sharing that, and so what I decided to share with him was how what I feel to be true is that we decide how we enter Earth. We decide how we, like the parents that we have, the families that we go into, the dynamics, the house dynamics, the early on lessons and whatnot. I feel we choose that before we come in. I also feel, actually I don't think the cars were so bad when I listened back, but I don't know. Sorry if they are. I also feel that we choose our exit, like we've already planned out our exit. And just every time I come back to that, I have so much peace. I have so much peace in knowing that, and also knowing that, like, you know, a friend of mine, someone who I was really close with, who I really, really cared about, who left when we were young, like we were 22, when he left the earth, I found a lot of peace in knowing that, like, he had chosen that, and feeling that that is true, like he had chosen that time, and that his influence was meant to, like, his soul was meant to have the impact on earth that it did. Like his purpose didn't end at the end of his life, kind of thing. And then there's also another part of this with soul ties and soul connections, where it's like we have these people in our life. It's almost like what I see and what I feel is like almost like there's not 8 billion people, like there are, but it's like you have your world, like you just have your world with your people, and like you keep orbiting back in and out of each other's lives. And it's so interesting how, like, I don't know how else to best explain that, but pretty much I just feel that we come to earth with our soul ties, our soul mates, our soul people. And we are here to support each other in a way that has already been planned out and already orchestrated. And I feel that the time that we meet our soulmate, the time that we meet like our soul tribe, like it's all, those things are set. And then I feel like there is additional like room within those things where we get to experience and flow and like be in the pendulums and the contrast and everything of Earth. But when we look at it through that lens, it's like then we don't have so much pressure on ourselves of like, oh, we have to do this to manifest the love, and we have to do that, and we have to do this, and we have to do that. I think that those thoughts are like part of our own journey. So it's like we start having those thoughts, which then make us go on the journey of self-love, or make us go on the journey of taking better care of our health, or like traveling and blah blah blah. And that's meant to be part of our journey too. And maybe that's why you guys agreed, like, we have to move to different countries. We have to not be together at this point, because that will support you in deciding to become healthier, or deciding to start that business, or deciding to leave your country, or deciding, like, whatever it is, right? And really, this lens that I'm trying to explain, it allows us to come to a place of detachment. And really, detachment is where we start to find peace. Detachment is where we start to allow the miracles of life to flow into our existence. And so that those sections of life that are all about flowing, those start becoming in the those start entering the momentum and the timeline of, you know, getting all of our desires and having everything in our vortex, as Abraham Hicks talks about, like all the things that we have chosen that we do want by experiencing what we don't want, all those things start coming into our life because we are in a place of non-attachment. So if you can trust that you will always meet the right people at the right time, if you can trust that everyone will be in your life for the perfect amount of time that you guys all agreed to and all were like, yeah, whatever. If you can trust that this is just a blink of existence. Like if you are, what I feel to be true, you are an infinite being having a human experience. And so I'm here to remind you that, and I'm here to remind you that this is just temporary. This human realm is just temporary. And so you're an infinite being. You have these like souls that you travel through galaxies with, and you guys came to Earth to have this experience. And yes, of course, it's hard when we lose. It's hard when people, like when things don't work. It's hard when we have to go opposite ways. It's hard. It is. There's those things that come up, but those are part of the human experience, right? Those are part of the whole thing that we signed up to have while we came here. But if you can look at it from that lens, the perspective of the observer of the observer, the I am that I am, the remembrance of the truth of who you are, the remembrance of the infinite being that you are, there's like a big release. Okay, so you're telling me that was perfect. My parents and everything, that was perfect. All those lessons, the family, all the lessons, all the hardships growing up, as hard as it was, that was perfect. You chose it, right? That was what it was meant to be. It shaped you into this person. You're going to meet all the right people, the right friends, the right boss, the right business partner, the right love, the right everything. Your children, if you want children, if you already have children, they'll choose you. It's all perfect. It's all perfect. Like that's already set up. You don't have to worry about it. It's all part of the divine plan. And you already have an exit plan. If this resonates, if it doesn't, don't take it. But like maybe you already agreed to an exit plan. The meditation that I did today was actually about this, which is so interesting. It was about like death and the topic of death. And it was about like how the ending gives us a frame for life. It gives us meaning for life. And so if we have that frame of like, we chose, this is how we enter, this is how we exit. We have the frame that this is just a blink of experience. Then we get to be more present here. We get to be more alive here. What would you do if this was true? How would you live your life differently if that was true? If you didn't have to fear that. I also feel like I need to remind this, which I love reminding this, and I've done it a couple times because it just like it hit something deep within me when I heard it in a talk or a meditation. I don't know what it was. It was when I was in Ireland. And it was that you've always had enough. You've always had enough. Like, I know sometimes we're like, well, we need more, and it's not enough, and I'm struggling, and blah, 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 and it's like, I don't have my health, and you've always had enough. If you are here watching this video right now on an electronic device, like, you have always, up until this moment, had enough. Source has always, God has always provided enough for you up until this moment. Your reality will have even more abundance the more that you let go. The more detachment that you find. The more peace that you find. The more presence that you find. You find a lot of peace when you remember that this is just meant to be the way that it is. Loss will happen. Endings will happen. Death will happen. It is part of this reality. There wouldn't be this reality if there weren't endings. There wouldn't be this reality if there weren't contrasts. Also, one of my favorite things is from the book Existential Kink, where it talks about, it was like the example is when you go to watch a movie in the theaters, there's a projector on the screen. And there's just bright white light. It's like the projector is shining the light. The way that you watch the movie is that there is contrast. There has to be the shadows. There has to be that in order for there to be an experience on the screen. Otherwise, we would just be watching bright white light. Another big release. It's like, okay, the hardship that you have, hallelujah. It's making you have this experience. It's making this interesting. Those feelings that you have, those things you have to overcome, those are all giving you the experience. When you watch a movie, do you want a boring movie? Do you want like a really predictable movie? Maybe. Sometimes I like those rom-coms because they're just like easygoing. But like usually you want something interesting. You want the plot to be interesting. You want there to be like a bunch of like curveballs. You want there to be a lot of foreshadowing. You want there to be a lot of all this stuff that makes it fascinating. Your life is the most fascinating fucking thing that there is. You are the main character of this movie of your life. You are getting to experience, and there's things that of course like the writers, which is you, your higher self, the writers of your movie, they already wrote, they know the ending. They had to form this whole life, this whole movie around that. They know, like, okay, these are the big moments of the movie. This is when the soulmate and the blah, blah, blah meet. And then they have to write all the things. Same with, like, writing a book. I would imagine. I've never written a fiction book. But, like, you have to know these major things so that you can, like, have all the little things lead up to it. And you're here to just, wow, 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 experience it. I know it's overwhelming sometimes. I know. The mind, the ego, it likes to take you down those paths of like, ah! It's okay. It's part of being human. Forgetting the truth of who you are is an agreement that you made to have this experience. You're not doing anything wrong when you slip up and you're like, oh God, lack, oh God, shame, oh God, worry. You are so fucking powerful when you remember the truth of who you are. You are so fucking powerful when you remember that you are an infinite being, when you are unbothered, when you are detached. Do you know how like frustrating that is for somebody's ego who really feeds off of you being attached to their shit, like their emotions, their like projections, their unhealed stuff. But when you're just like bulletproof, just, you know, vibing, just okay. I always say this too in my videos. It's like, it's okay to be okay and to not tell them that you're okay. Like, you can just be in these moments of chaos with people. I think I'm looking at a 4-leaf clover. I'll check after. I'll check after. We'll just say it is. It looks like one. Confirmation. But like, it's okay to be in these moments of chaos where everyone's having this experience. They're like, oh my gosh, did you hear about Susie and Susie's illness? And when I was in Ireland, like, I love Ireland. I love my family there. I love the culture. I had a unique experience of it, of being in Ireland and being in the countryside and being, you know, living in a hay barn. But like, it was a lot of like, did you hear of Susie? She's dying of the worst death ever, and she's like really suffering. And then Billy just had a tragic event with his stepbrother's daughter's cousin's coworker who had this horrible event. It was just like I've got enough to deal with. And like, not, you know, like, of course we want to be empathetic, we want to be there, but it's just like, c'est la vie. Like, we are here to experience suffering, and that is part of this realm. And it's like, it's not funny. Like, a lot of the suffering is not funny. It's really tragic. It's really tough. But like, if you're here right now watching this video, there are probably some really hard things that you're going through. Energetically, you don't have to dip to that person's hard thing that they're going to in order to be of service to them. You can remain in your light and your peace and your sovereignty and be the most powerful influence for them. I've had friends tell me before, it's like, we'll spend time together, they'll come visit or whatever, and they'll be like, whenever I leave you, I just like, I feel so much better. I have clarity on the situation, or like I remember like what I want. And I used to be really shocked by that, because I'd be like, I didn't really do anything. Like, I didn't say anything like so profound and whatnot that I could recall, but it was presence. When you are in your your sovereignty as best as you can be, and your non-attachment, and your flowing, and your peace through all the hardship that everyone and everything is experiencing here on earth, you get to be that light for them that gives them direction out of that darkness that they're experiencing, out of that contrast that they're experiencing. You give them direction. And it doesn't take energy from you. Like that example, like I didn't even realize that I was doing that for people or having that effect on people, because I wasn't like giving a part of myself where I'd be like, oh, I'm so exhausted after. I wasn't taking on their stuff, because they wouldn't have the same experience with me if I was taking on their stuff for them. The most influential thing that you can do for the world is be in your sovereignty and start to remember the truth of who you are and move through in a detached place and find your peace. Find your peace and be in this state of gratitude, and this light that you start to experience, this heals your physical form, this heals your thoughts, this heals your whole entire frequency. When you shift your field, you shift matter, it heals your life, it changes your life, and it starts to heal the world. Your experience is you moving through, like you're just like walking on the sidewalk passing somebody. I've had that too, like this isn't like from an ego place, but like I've been in the grocery store, and like I think this happened twice, and I believe they were both in San Diego, but I was just like picking a kombucha or whatever at the time before I had histamine stuff, and the guy was like, oh my god. I just remember him being like such a cool hippie guy. It's like, your energy. Yeah. It's like, yeah. And it's cool when people can feel it and you haven't done anything. You become so magnetic when all you do is less. When all you care is less. You can deeply care and love somebody, but also kind of care less, like not be so invested where it's draining you. This kind of took a turn. We're still talking about soul ties. It's like the soul ties and the soul agreements and the karmic agreements, that gives the framework for you to have this experience that I'm talking about. That gives you the framework for you to be this like wonder. And I'm giving these examples of my life just because they're coming to mind. Just being here in Portugal, like my experience that I've been having consistently is I'll run into people like probably through the dogs, and they'll approach me because of the dogs. We'll talk for a little bit, and like they keep getting this look in their eye, and they'll be like, I really want to get to know you. Like there's just something that I just can't pinpoint, like that kind of thing. And I've also, been in a place of like seeing that and experiencing that and like protecting my energy and really feeling into like, do I want to go down that path with somebody? Because your time is your most valuable thing that you have. And also cherishing that is the place that I have reached. And I understand, because I feel like a fucking alien walking around on Earth. And it's nice to have that reflected, especially after being in such isolation recently, living in the hay barn in Ireland. And so all this work that you've been doing, the world is noticing. The world is picking up on it. The world will continue. Others will continue to question what that is about you. As you start to lean into the trust and the knowing that everything is perfect and is divine, and that all you have to do is focus on flowing in the momentum of the things that you desire by being in the non-attached place and trusting that everything that is important is already planned out, and that you've always had enough, and that you always will have enough. And in that knowing of you've always had enough and you always will have enough, there is another layer of release of attachment that allows you to access more and more abundance, more and more light, more and more healing, more and more opportunity that is in alignment with everything that you've ever desired. I'm buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Also, a little side thing, because I'm going to wrap it up. If you are interested in this is so off, like so left turn, curveball. If you're interested in doing an ayahuasca ceremony, email me, araya@gmail.com. It is a collaboration that I'm doing with a legit shaman. It'll be here in Portugal at the end of March. It's a 3-day thing, and it's $3,000 or euro. I don't remember which one. It's through this organization. We were gonna do like just, sorry, the truck, word of mouth, but I figured that this would be, you know, this, I just felt called to share it here. I feel like somebody in this video might want to join. I don't know if I'm going to keep mentioning it on my YouTube, but there are like 4 or 5 spots available, and so if you want to do that, I will most likely be doing the ceremony, my first ever, so we would be going deep diving together. I don't think that we'll be talking much because we'll probably be in our own experiences, but yeah, it's here in Portugal at the end of March. If you are like very serious about wanting to do it and able to do it, and have the time to do it and the resources to do it and all that, give me an email and I will connect you with the people putting it on. It's really cool because they're like coordinating with this, the shaman that they know, and some of the proceeds of this ceremony are going to the tribe that he's from and helping revive their culture and their language. I guess there's only a few more people that are in this tribe in South America that are speaking this native language. So the school that is going to be funded partially by the proceeds of this is going to help teach the next generation this language so that they can bring it back and help revive everything that they have been losing due to deforestation and like it's getting smaller and smaller and whatnot. Really cool opportunity. It just came into my field a few days ago from these wonderful people that I just had a call with this morning and got to know them, got to know their organization, got to know what they're doing. I feel that it's really legit. I've been getting the call for ayahuasca for a long time. I have been waiting for the open door to emerge in my life, and this kind of seems like it. It's here in Portugal, of all places. So let me know. I'll check my email, arayamenti@gmail.com, and I will connect you if you're super interested. If you want to join Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis, and that is linked below, use the frequency of your own voice to program in your subconscious, your dream life, unravel the subconscious blocks in the way. It's so fascinating because this is night 3 of my new Dream Life Sleep Hypnosis. And last night I woke up 2 a.m. and something in me was like, turn it off. I was like, okay, whatever. Turned it off. And then I woke up again. I don't usually wake up like this in the middle of the night. I woke up again because Duchess had to go out or whatever. And I remember the dream that I was having, and it was almost like I was talking to my subconscious and I was trying to get it to reveal the deepest root of the block. And it was like, no, like I see what you're trying to do with this dream life sleep hypnosis. Like, I'm not going to reveal this. Like, I need this. I don't trust you. And it's fascinating. Like, when I woke up from that, I was like, whoa, there's a part of me, like this dream life sleep hypnosis and the awareness of this dream life sleep hypnosis is like really trying to communicate with the subconscious. And the subconscious is very much aware of what is happening with this unraveling. I was like, holy shit. I probably should have just kept it playing because I think the subconscious won last night in that perspective of everything that I had at the end of that. But I'm really fascinated to see what's going to happen. Also, I want to share this email. I got this email last night of a really amazing review and feedback of doing it and how she's in a completely different timeline is what she's saying. And like, I fucking relate. And so, yeah, I think we're just like really timeline flying. Like, we are flying through timelines right now with this kind of work and with these discussions and with this awareness and with this collective shift and like the timeline split and everything. Like, it's really happening. I really feel that this is happening, like reality. And that's what I keep getting as my download. I heard it when I was at the beach the other night or sunset. It was like that. What did it say? My guides were saying like there is a power beneath the ocean, beneath the ground that is emerging, and reality will never look the same. Like it was kind of along those lines. I was like, oh shit, that sounds significant. Like exactly when and what. So I'll get more and I'll share more when I get into that space. I really want to go spend more time down on the beach without a phone and just that kind of being there. I really get clear downloads at the beach as of recently. So, well, actually, forever I've had that. So, anyway, love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Let me know in the comments any thoughts that you had. If you want to leave a comment, you don't know what to say, go ahead and leave a wolf emoji. I asked ChatGPT last night what my spirit animal is, what it thinks my spirit animal is, and it said a wolf, which was just funny. I've never really like alluded to that, I don't think. Maybe have, I don't know. But then also, if you want to support the channel, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new here. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so, like I already said. Also, hyping this video is like so appreciated. We did that yesterday, and that video is already getting pushed out to more people. I shared that my videos recently haven't been like showing up for people, is what people have been messaging me about. So if you interact with the video, it really supports my channel. I appreciate it. I also have 21-day programs if you want to sign up for those, or my 12-week program. And that is all. I'm gonna go get warm inside and actually go walk to a co-working place, I think, and like upload this, work on Nove, work on another secret little project that I have that I'm so stoked about. I think that will launch at the very end of the year. This will be like a physical product, formulated product. And I will leave you with that. Ciao.